Hello and welcome to the Raptors Reaction Podcast, presented by Betway for all your sports betting activities. Hit the QR code that you see here on the screen or follow the link you see in the description of this episode. This is one of the funniest games I have ever seen from the Toronto Raptors, who managed to take the win 114 to 113. Jubilant scenes as rookie shooting guard Ja'Kobe Walter hits an improbable dagger three, fading, legs split midair, pumping, faking, over the contest. Could have been called an and one, quite frankly. But young Ja'Kobe Walter hits his first ever professional career game winner. And so happy for him. Gets the walk-off interview, gets the little water bottle shower from Scotty Barnes, who also had firemen carried him through a crowd celebrating as the Raptors were able to beat the Orlando Magic on consecutive games here. And I'm so happy for him. I'm actually just so thrilled for the rookie. What an all-time moment, and an unforgettable way to sort of introduce yourself as a rookie in your season. To have a moment like that is incredible. And then you might ask, wait, hold on. Will, why did Ja'Kobe Walter take the game-winning three? And I gotta let you know, because Ja'Kobe Walter was the best player on the floor in that moment for the Toronto Raptors, because the Toronto Raptors tank has not just hit the mainstream, has hit new absurd heights, okay? The Raptors, what they did to tank the end of this game will be remembered for a long time. I don't remember another Raptor game, quite frankly, nearly this absurd. I've seen the Raptors tank. The Raptors tanked last year. Raptors tanked 3 years before that in Tampa. So I've seen some Raptors tanks. You know, I've even been around for like a long time ago, back in the day, before tanking was even that mainstream, that popular. I've seen tanking, is my point as a Raptor fan. I have never seen what happened here tonight, man. Incredible moves and maneuvers by Darko Rajakovic, and nothing really worked in the end against an Orlando team that, quite frankly, Orlando, I don't care that the Toronto Raptors have 20 wins. You deserve a slander pod for how bad you guys are. I have never seen a team openly begging, please, win this game. Have the win. Please, by all means. We are serving the win on to you on a freaking platter. We are doing everything we could possibly do. Take the win. Go ahead. You're supposed to be a playoff team. Go ahead. You got these two young stars. Go ahead. Did you see the Raptors lineup down the stretch here? The Toronto Raptors, in a game, by the way, which they already are without Grady Dick, who's going to be out for 2 weeks because he got banged up last game. Very unfortunate, Grady. Hopefully you're going to be able to get better. But he's out 2 weeks. Ochai Agbaji suffered an injury. He's out. Chris Boucher, they don't even play him no more, right? They're like, look, you're just in vet status, okay? You're actually just too good to play. We are going to go with an arbitrary minutes restriction for Jakob Poeltl that came out of nowhere, but we're going to apply it, and we're specifically going to manage your minutes so that you run out of your minutes at the start of the fourth quarter, so you're never in to close games, because once again, Jakob, you're too good. And that was the previous standard for how the Raptors are going to approach tanking. And that wasn't enough, because last game against Orlando, despite the Raptors giving them a 17-point run, right? Toronto had a 17-point lead in the fourth quarter. They put in their rookies. They're like, please, 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 Sabrina Carpenter style, please just go win this game. Orlando pushes it last game to the very last possession. Toronto literally doesn't even use timeouts down the stretch to intentionally almost turn it over to the opponent. They have a wide open layup at the end of the game. Layup! We're talking about stars here in the league, future stars. Everybody's seen the hype that's gone into Paolo Banchero, Franz Wagner. So you get Franz Wagner, a wide open layup to tie the game and force overtime, because the Raptors handed that game to them on the platter, and they still couldn't take that game. So the Raptors now have to take it to new extremes. You know what? Okay, you know what? Playing weird lineups in the fourth quarter, holding certain players out, all that's not working anymore. We got to go to new heights. So this is what the Raptors did tonight, tanking-wise. because we should get back to Jacoby. Super happy for you, Jacoby. We should give a huge shout out to AJ Lawson. Super happy for these guys. They're definitely celebrating the locker room as we speak right now. This will be a hell of a open gyms moment that we're going to see later tonight. So get on that editing by Open Gym and the crew. Rocky, I'm expecting to see some pretty good footage in this one. But just before we get to that, the circumstances that led to the game at the end there. Scottie Barnes, who was playing great in this game, once again played great defense on Paolo Banchero. You wouldn't know it because Paolo had 40, but listen, that's not because of Scottie, trust me. A lot of that was in the fourth quarter. When Scottie, with I think about 8 minutes left, was pulled in the fourth quarter and never returned to the game. Again, this was like a 3-possession game for the entire fourth quarter. And Scottie hit the bench at the 8-minute mark and never returned. Immanuel Quickley, who was having an okay game, but had some good moments. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, he's benched again in a close game. Jakob Poeltl hits the arbitrary minutes restriction. Last game, he played 26, so he can at least play 26. This game, he plays 24. Never sees the floor again in the fourth quarter for the last 9 minutes of the game. And you're saying, okay, you know what? I've actually seen this pattern before, because what are you going to do? RJ plus 3 rookies. You're going to just run that lineup out there. Okay, we've seen that lineup before. Well, so they do exactly that, right? And honestly, to RJ's credit, RJ was playing tough as hell on this one, man. RJ was playing through contact. I mean, honestly, just doing a lot of really good stuff out there and keeping single-handedly the Toronto Raptors alive down the stretch. And it is a 2-point game. It is 108-106 with RJ Barrett leading a group that includes Jamal Shead, who's a rookie, Jacoby Walter, who's a rookie. They're playing Jared Rhoden, who the Raptors have just added from the 905, who's been with the Raptors since training camp, but he's sort of been in and out, but basically one of the Raptors 905 guys. He's been rewarded with a 10-day. So they brought him in. And then AJ Lawson, who's here on a 2-way contract, who has rarely seen time this year. Again, it is 108-106 for the Toronto Raptors with 1 minute and 37 seconds left. And Darko says, my move is now I'm going to pull RJ Barrett. I'm going to pull RJ Barrett off the floor. You have never seen tanking to this degree. You just, quite frankly, and honestly, you just have not seen tanking to this degree. When you have 2 rookies, 2 905 guys, and Orlando Robinson, who the Raptors have added midseason because they need third-string depth, but quite frankly has not been with the Raptors 905, has just joined the team this year because they need third-string center depth because they cut Bruno Fernando. Effectively, just a guy they've added midseason. And, he's played a decent, level, so he's in the game. 2 rookies, 2 G-Leaguers, 1 other G-Leaguer. And I'm not trying to disparage those guys, but this is incredible. I don't think I've ever seen a tank to the degree that the Raptors have done here. And wouldn't you know it, despite that lineup out there, and by the way, Orlando playing, Paolo Banchero to his absolute limit, Franz Wagner to his absolute limit. I mean, Jonathan Isaac, he's banged up most games. He's out there trying to give it his all in crunch time. They're trying everything possible. They're playing their best lineup that they could possibly put out there. It felt like Paolo and Franz didn't even sit for the whole fourth quarter, even though they did come in for each other at one point. So they must have sat some time. But basically, they're going their absolute hardest. And the Toronto Raptors respond with AJ Lawson, who goes off for 8 straight points, all in crunch time to keep the Raptors ahead. And then when Orlando was able to take the lead down the stretch, it was Jacoby Walter who, down 2 with 5 seconds left, Raptors drop a play. They get the ball to Jacoby. He gets to the top of the 3. He dribbles towards it and pulls up midair, legs splayed. You have another, I think it was another rookie, but it was Tristan da Silva, who's, 6'8", long arms, contesting. Arguably probably could have got some contact on it, whatever. But Jacoby, despite that incredibly difficult situation, hits the go-ahead 3. Incredible scenes ensue. The Raptors bench is celebrating. Orlando has a chance at that point to potentially make a play. I think it was 0.5 seconds left was the play for Orlando. They had to, just drop anything, basically. They tried to throw something towards the rim. Paolo ends up throwing the ball off the rim in Orlando. Then it looked for a second like there was going to be a foul called on the mad scramble for the rebound on the ensuing play. Instead, Ben Taylor goes over to the officiating table and he's like, yo, actually, I got a review for a shot clock malfunction because I guess the clock didn't start when the ball touched the rim. And so that means it's a jump ball in that scenario. So effectively, Orlando did not have a chance to try to take the game. Raptors win in the most funniest circumstances. What I want right now, and I know they do this in hockey, is when something happens at a game in hockey. I've seen a lot of Leafs, chokes. Maybe not Orlando Magic level, but I've seen a lot of Leafs chokes where something bad will happen. All right, Zdeno Chara is going to tip a puck in the middle of the net or whatever in a game 7, and then the cameras are going to pan over and they're going to show the GM, which whether it's Brian Burke or whoever I'm not a big Leafs fan at all, so whoever the last guy was, the guy with the glasses, but they would show the GM. And you could see their reaction. Kyle Dubas, that's his name. Yeah, like kicking himself in the box. I feel like we should have a live camera. Like, yes, I would like the open gyms moment on how great of a moment this was for Jacoby Walter, the celebration that happens in the locker room. Everybody loves the rookie. It's objectively cool to see the game won on a game winner in an improbable fashion. But I want to see an open gyms moment on Bobby and Masai right now because they've been making calls, man. They've been doing everything possible to try to keep up in this increasingly difficult tank world. The Raptors are trying to thread this very thin needle here between we still want to develop and use this time to develop our team, right? Young guys, get them experience. Basically, you're seeing the Raptors, outside of the starting lineup, they're like, okay, we're going to have RJ play with the second unit, develop some chemistry there. We're going to have Scotty and IQ and Jakob play a lot of their minutes together, develop some chemistry there. We're not even seeing optimized lineups in the middle of the game, let alone down the stretch where, again, it is a 2-point game and the Raptors pulled RJ. This is incredible stuff. I need to see Masai. I need to see Bobby. I need to see their reaction. Not just, the Raptors players' reaction to what Jacoby just did, but I need to see their reaction. And honestly, the funniest part to me was at one point, it looked like on that when there was 0.5 seconds left and Orlando had the inbound and they threw the ball and there was a loose ball, whatever, and the referee started blowing the whistle. It looked for a second like, wait, did the referees actually just call foul? In which case, Orlando can go to the free throw line again with a chance in a 1-point game. That's like a huge call in that situation, right? And when Ben Taylor walked over to the review table, which is in the middle of the floor between the two benches, Darko had to walk over, and Darko had to pretend and look like he was pissed. He's like, what? How could you call? And I'm like, dude, that's cap. Nobody's buying that, man. This is so funny. This is actually one of the funniest seasons I could see. And I know some people are probably going to be mad. They're like, Raptors got to take it to another level. We got to take even more players off the floor. I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, how do you if you're the Orlando Magic and you had real designs of, don't forget, this team won 47 games last year. This team went 7 games in the first round. This team wanted to take the next step as an organization. That's why they signed KCP to that big contract. It hasn't fully worked out for them. Obviously, they've suffered a lot of injuries, so it's not entirely because they struggle. But damn, you still have most of your guys out there. It's late in the season. You're trying to keep up. You're in the play-in race at this point, and you're probably not going to get out of that thing. And you're like, look, we have 2 games at home, back-to-back, against a tanking Toronto Raptors who are injured, who are intentionally trying to lose. And you lose back-to-back games in that fashion? You're telling me you can't make a simple layup from one of your star players to force overtime when the Raptors blew a whole 17-point lead in the fourth quarter for you? And then 2 nights after, the Raptors spent the day off going to Universal Studios, okay? And their shoot-around was on an LED court where they were able to show you some cool graphics and stuff. I'm like, dog, what is this, vacation? This is like summer camp for these guys? So that's the energy they come into the second game with. And yeah, the Raptors played well, no doubt. Scotty was playing hard. Jakob was playing hard. RJ was playing determined. They were giving lots of fight. Even all these G League guys, they did a really good job of scrapping and competing. So, I'm not saying the Raptors just, lay down for Orlando. They didn't. But, as much as possible, they're like, okay, we're going to play a hard game, and then, boom, in the fourth quarter, we're going to give you the chance to play against not just the Raptors' second stringers, but we're giving you the chance to play against the Raptors 905. And these Orlando Magic are like, nah, I can't do it. I can't handle AJ Lawson. I got to give him 8 straight points. I can't handle Jacoby Walter. I got to give him a game winner. This is ridiculous stuff, man. This is so funny. And I think honestly, when things are out of your control, because even as much as the Raptors can try to game the rest of their season, and by the way, the Raptors play the Utah Jazz coming up, so I can only imagine what kind of creativity they got next. But when you are gaming a system in which ultimately at the end of the day you are going to get lottery balls and you are going to be entering a lottery anyway, some things are in your control and then some things just like fate takes over. And at that point, you just had to sit back and laugh. The Raptors could not do more in game in this one to influence the result. And ultimately, they come away with a pretty funny win. And again, huge shouts to Jacoby Walter, man. That's got to feel amazing. I mean, you know the story behind Jacoby Walter, right? The Ja is for Jordan and the Kobe is for Kobe. When his parents had him, they were saying and looking at this kid like, we are going to put the highest expectations on this boy possible. That's 11 championships. That's 2 GOATs, all-time GOATs. We're going to name him after both. Not just Jordan, not just Kobe. Both would have been cool names. Jacoby, the world's first Jacoby, I would argue. And then what does he do in his rookie season when literally his whole team, the organization is like, lose? He's like, no, here's a game-winning 3. And he was so excited, man. He's been such a he can be like a little bit more reserved, I would say. You know, he tries to be like really stoic and muted on camera sometimes. But seeing, you know, Jamal Shed, who has been his fellow rookie in this whole season, the rookies are inseparable, man. Jamal, Jacoby, Jonathan Mobo, you know, Jamison Battle when he's with the team. Aura Shamshin when he's with, like they're inseparable. They do everything together, and they should. You know, like they've been on this crazy journey of their debut seasons together, both getting drafted and going through all these like, you know, trials and tribulations, summer league, you know, training camp, all these firsts, you know, and they played way more than they expected to, right? The Raptors have had a lot of injuries, and of course they're now pivoting to a tank. To have this type of moment to validate that, I mean, it's got to be so sweet. So I'm not even just happy for just Jacoby. I feel like he did that for the whole damn rookie class. Shout out one time to the 2024 rookie class. And honestly, this is how, you know what, the tanking might be unethical, but the competing is completely ethical. And the reason the Raptors won this game isn't just because of some luck at the end, isn't even just because Orlando sucks, which they suck, by the way. Honestly, watching 2 games of the Orlando Magic, I'm good. Like, I'm so happy the Raptors are done with Magic games the rest of the season. I don't want to watch this team no more. I might boycott the play-in games. It's just so I don't have to see, you know, the slow ass, you know, Paolo pretending to be Mello and Franz Wagner pretending to be, I don't know, Podcast P. Like, it's just not fun. Not fun, Orlando Magic, not fun. But I'm just so happy for those guys, because that is a legitimately cool moment. And if you are going to be such an ass as a Raptor fan to be like, I'm more angry about the tank and one game than I am happy for our rookie who we just acquired through the draft last year, having a great moment like that, then I think you got to recalibrate a little bit, right? Like, you have to at least sit in this moment and just really sit and laugh at it, man. This thing was hilarious to watch. And yeah, I don't know how the Raptors can get more creative in their tank, but that's what we're here for. Rest of the season, we are going to watch some incredible basketball down the stretch. And this one was unforgettable. Honestly, this is my game of the year for the Toronto Raptors. And salute to Jacoby Walter. Salute to AJ Lawson. You guys did the damn thing that nobody on either team really wanted. But you know what? Players tank, or sorry, organizations tank, players don't. And this is where it's like, you know, I know Masai and Bobby are kicking themselves, but I hope they're having a laugh too, because this was actually such a fun moment. So we're going to bring in co-host Alex Wong, who has been on the show for a little bit. What's going on, Alex? How you doing, bro? How's your voice, man? You've been sick a little bit? What's going on?
What's going on, big dog? I was getting sick watching 3 hours of Raptors Magic tonight, man.
Yo, so many fouls too. Like, somehow Orlando hit the Raptors across the head like 5 times in this one, including like fracturing, or I don't even know if he fractured. Hopefully he didn't, but like knocking Jonathan Mobo out of the game literally by blowing up his nose with an elbow. That wasn't even called, by the way.
Yeah, the third quarter was getting a little rough, man. Getting some malice at the Palace vibes. The Magic are like the '90s Knicks, except they lose every game. They're just like super physical, but then they just lose.
Well, they're definitely the '90s Knicks. The way they were making Jacoby Walter look like literally Jordan out there.
Yeah, shouts to Jacoby Walter, aka the ambiguous constant, and AJ Lawson, aka the undefined variable. We're gonna get into some nicknames for the Raptors
Yes, sir.
in a bit here, and great job by Darko Rajakovic, aka the Momentum Alchemist. Someone in the chat said, "Wasn't I a big fan of Orlando?" Yeah, I was a big fan of Orlando at the start of the season.
Yeah, because they were playing
But
great.
they were playing great. They were playing fun, but I don't know. I dropped out on them by about January, and now they've gone back to being terrible to watch.
Orlando's genuinely been one of the worst teams in the league. That's not tanking since they've had Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner back together, and of course Jalen Suggs went out in that stretch. So, I mean, they badly need a point guard, bro. They were starting Corey Joseph, man.
Yeah, tonight was Corey Joseph's first start since 2022. So congrats to Kojo.
Yo, oh, by the
Congrats
way,
to the Canadian variant on that.
yeah, I don't know what virus you got, bro, but I'm hoping to save your voice. We have a long banter pod coming tomorrow too.
Oh, brother.
But yeah, I mean, it's almost to the point where this game had me thinking, like, what other ways can the Raptors possibly tank?
Well,
And
what they could have done is after Ben Taylor did his stupid review at the end, when they did the mid-court jump ball,
yeah,
they could have fouled Orlando. Like number 8, Roden, whatever his name is.
Jared Roden, bro.
Yeah, the big rat.
Jared Roden.
Big rat, Jared Roden.
Ratatouille.
He should have, somebody should have just grabbed one of the Magic players and gotten a foul call, and then would have been free throws for Orlando. But for real though, if you're really trying to tank, you could technically tell your player to foul in that situation.
Okay, that's true, but that's how you end up like getting fined by the NBA.
I don't know, man. Like
what? You get fined by the NBA, bro. That's some Jonte Porter stuff right there.
But like Utah's putting their whole lineup on like injured reserves.
Yeah.
And like there's teams that are just like blatantly not playing their players. Yeah. I feel like Toronto is kind of half-assing it. Because like they're like taking leads in games.
This is whole assing, bro. Did you see the lineup at the fourth quarter? Come on, man.
No, but they're like taking double-digit leads. And then trying to blow it with RJ and 4 random guys. Yeah. In the last 5 minutes.
And then they pulled RJ. Yeah, RJ looks so confused. He's like, "Me? I'm coming out the floor too."
No, they need to they need to do more of this, like not just in the fourth quarter.
Well, okay, you know what? I have a new idea. Since I've been inspired by the Orlando Magic. You know how they started Corey Joseph tonight? What if the Raptors started Garrett Temple rest of the season? Garrett Temple, and then Darko's got to go give reasons because he can't actually say what's going on. So Darko's got to be like, we just really want to develop Garrett. We really want to see if all the work that we've paid into developing his game in the past 2 years has really paid off. We want Garrett to start at center. We think he can really be switchable for us. I want to see Garrett Temple start. By the way, big congrats to the Temple family. Just welcome another newborn into their family. But unfortunately, Garrett, we need you for tanking purposes.
I mean, honestly, they did try their best, man. I mean, Jacoby's legs were swinging like in various directions as he shot that 3.
Bro, he looked like the Jumpman logo, man. He said Jordan and Kobe on the same shot.
He looked like that bootleg Jordan logo that they have that we saw in China, man.
Yo, he chowed on, man.
Yeah, he looked like the Chow Don logo, man.
Yeah,
I don't even know what you do, man. I mean, all the games have been so funny. I mean, they tried to let Orlando tie it the other day, and it didn't work out.
Bro, they gave them at okay. I still can't get over that one. You were probably sick, but like for people who weren't there, the Raptors had a timeout with 5 seconds left, and there was like 4 seconds left, and he just got an inbound. And instead of doing what every other team does in this situation, which is call timeout, advance the ball, drop your play, set up an actual inbound, make sure you substitute your best free throw shooters in. That's like the regular competitive basketball thing to do. They choose not to call the timeout. RJ throws the ball directly for a turnover, and Orlando gets a wide open layup on the ensuing play. It's like I guess honestly, like I guess they are kind of half-assing it. Like I think but the only reason is like any other team in the league, I feel like even the Washington Wizards could have won in these two settings.
Yeah, well, the stupid 4-point play against the Bulls, which helped them. Like they did get the loss.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
That one I wasn't too happy with. I mean, because I had the Raptors plus 8.5 and somehow lost that bet.
Yeah.
Because they lost by 10 in overtime.
Yo, you need to call Connex Ontario if you are betting on Raptor games right now, man.
Just wanted to file my grievance with that. How am I up 4 points with like how many seconds left, and I lose a plus 8.5 on a Raptors bet, man? That was crazy.
The Raptors money line should really be like, you should cover for the money line if at the point where Jakob Poeltl subs out for the game early in the fourth quarter. Like if the Raptors are up 11, that should just be you should get your payout at that point.
But at this point,
it shouldn't be the final buzzer. Like,
but at this point, because there's like 20 games left in the season, and I think people in the chat pointed out too that like the next 5 games is like Utah, Washington, Philly, and Utah, which is what's the opposite? What's the opposite of a gauntlet, man? A salsa dance.
Goodness. Yeah. Wait, no, read that lineup again, bro. I need to hear that again.
We got Utah, Washington, Philly, Utah. No, but like at this point,
oh my god. I know Bobby and Masai about to suit up themselves, man.
They really have to like shut down players. Like if you're really trying to lose games, like it's time to just like pick up these random injuries. And
I'm pretty sure Scotty sneezed and he pulled his rib, so he's got to be out for the stretch.
It seems like Jakob Poeltl, aka the structural irregularity, is the guy who's like holding the team together, right? Like their record is terrible when he doesn't play.
Yeah.
So he would probably be the prime candidate to get shut down.
Bro, they're already. I guess you could just go to him and be like, "Look, man, Jakob, I'm gonna need you to like drop this 20-pound dumbbell on your toe."
Do you care if like Brooklyn and Philly jumped them in the?
Yes, I do. Yes, I actually do.
Because it's getting really tight.
Well, let's do our daily tankathon. Hold on.
Yeah, they're 1 game back, I think, both of them.
They're 1.5 back of Philadelphia, bro. This is crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's not fair because Philadelphia has like guys like Andre Drummond and like Eric Gordon. Like they're
but Philly's going all out. Oh, Nets are weird because like Nets will still just win games for no reason.
Sure, yeah.
But yeah, these next 5 games, if people are really obsessed with the tank, is going to be pretty tough for the Raptors.
Yo, it's actually a gauntlet coming up, man. Like this is actually kind of like I don't know, like. This is, by the way, I know I got into a lot of like trouble maybe last year. People were like, well, how could you call Darko a yes man? You know what I mean? Like, how could you, is that fair to Darko? And my point was just like, he's way more willing to do the whims of the front office to the letter as compared to like Nick was towards the end of Nick's tenure. Like, imagine, you know what I mean? Like, I know Nick's doing a version of this in Philadelphia, but I'm just saying, the front office is like, yo, Darko, we need you to tank. Darko was like, no problem. I'm going to come up with the most creative tank possible. Like, it's actually incredible.
No, they're
like, whatever.
They're half-assing it, man. They gotta.
Okay.
It's a little too. I guess it's a little too late for them to kind of fix it now.
Okay,
like,
so what are
a lot of wins.
Is there an 8-man combination? Because you have to at least suit 8 guys. Is there an 8-man combination that you could put together that could ensure that you would lose against like the Utah Jazz of the world?
Yeah, it was just shut down all their starters.
No, but like we don't even have healthy bodies left. The only guy who was healthy and didn't play tonight was Chris Boucher.
Right. Just call up guys from the 905, man. Sign Mac McClung, man. Yeah.
Yo, Mac McClung's just on that Orlando Magic bench being like, can I play?
I guess there's
Adam Silver, I saved your whole All-Star Saturday. Can I get 1 minute?
There is a part of the organization, I guess, that doesn't want to go that far with it. Like you're doing your best right now to tank. Like this is like tonight should have been a loss, like in like 10 different ways.
Dude, but the last 2 nights should have been a loss.
Yeah,
we were about to have 3 straight perfect tank games where they lead, they play well, and then they choke at the end, and you're like, oh well, I guess we lost. Like that should have been 3 straight games, and instead they've come away with 2 wins here because Orlando can't hit a layup and they can't stop AJ Lawson. Like if you were to start, let's say you go with Jamal Shad, AJ Lawson, Jared Rhoden, Orlando Robinson, Jacoby Walter, Jonathan Mobo, and then you throw in Chris Boucher. That's still only 7 guys. And Mobo, by the way, just left the game, so I hope he's physically able to play. That's only 7 guys. You still need to throw one more guy out there. So I guess you give them RJ Barrett. Like, that is like the worst 8-man lineup you could possibly put together. And based on how they played tonight, I'm not actually sure that they would lose to Utah.
Yeah, that's why it's tough. Like, I want the Raptors to get out of this tanking business like next season.
Yeah,
because it's just weird. It's just weird talking about the team, rooting for the team and stuff, man.
Dude, it's got to be weird for the players to some degree as well. Like, I know they had a lot of fun with it, but like,
oh, I thought Scotty was gonna check himself in, man. I felt like at times he was just trying to look over with like 5 minutes left and trying to get back in. But
well,
I guess he understands what's up.
Yeah, the front office they're going to be in a tough place where, well, actually, Darko's going to have to be in a tough place eventually, where he's either going to have to say his first no to the front office or his first no to Scotty. So,
oh man, we back on this Darko thing.
No, I'm just saying. No, the funniest person in the middle of this is Darko because he has an incredibly hard job. I'm not even on Darko like that. I'm just saying, like this, he's willing to do it. You know what I mean?
Yo,
like he's.
I
was going to surprise you with it. Yo, that's who should start for the Raptors tomorrow against Utah.
What is this, man?
Yeah, Friday against the Utah Jazz.
Crazy.
This is who we need to put on the floor, bro.
All right, couple items before we get to a couple questions.
Okay, let's do it.
It was announced a couple days ago. Serena Williams is joining the ownership group of the Toronto Tempo.
That's dope. Can she play center?
Very cool video. Announcement. Serena is now owner of 4 pro sports teams. She's part of the ownership group with the Miami Dolphins. Now with the Tempo, she's part owner of TGL's Los Angeles Golf Club and NWSL Women's Soccer League Angel City FC. But yeah, big star power for the Tempo, man. That was a really cool announcement.
That is a really cool announcement. I actually saw her husband, who Alexis, who I think like owns Reddit or
he owns Reddit. Yeah,
he owns Reddit, right? Yeah, he actually shared some like memories about how he has been coming to like I guess Ontario a lot over the years, coming to Toronto a lot over the years. Obviously, he works in tech, so he's recruited a lot from University of Waterloo. You know, so I guess they just have like Asian? Actual. No, they just have. Well, oh yeah, probably. Let's be honest, bro. Who are you recording out of Waterloo if not Asians? Yeah, but like, I feel like they actually have some ties here, so that's actually really cool. So, yeah, that's honestly that's a big move for the Tempo, man.
Yeah, like, W for the Tempo.
W's in the chat for the Tempo.
For the Tempo. Let's see what else is there. Kyrie Irving season-ending torn ACL. It was announced today, so. Man, being a Mavericks fan, I mean, first of all, get well soon, Kyrie.
Dude, I was gonna say before we say anything else, when I saw the alert that came around, because I wasn't watching the Mavs game last night, but I saw the alert that came around that Kyrie had left the game and it looked like a really serious injury, and I was like, nah, I just don't feel mentally like ready to watch something like that, right? So this following day, I was like, okay, let me actually go look it up because we might talk about this. I looked it up, saw the injury. He banged his knee against, I think, DeMar and then JV on a drive. And then he like fell to the floor. They had to call timeout and everything. When you saw him actually go to the free throw line and make both free throws, with like the most obvious sense of pain, you could see like tears rolling down his face. You could still like see him mouthing "Thank you, God" at the free throw line, which is apparently something he used to always do anyway at the foul line. But to be graceful in that moment, like. I mean, I know Kyrie has like, had a couple bad takes here or there, whatever. But like, I just find this whole thing to be so profoundly sad, man. Like, I genuinely like I love Kyrie's game. I don't think you can be a fan of basketball without like genuinely loving his game. And I actually didn't like how much people online were like, let's use this as another way to shit on the Mavericks for their terrible Luka trade. And I'm like. Or like Kevin, like I think they were like, well, because they traded Luka, they got to play Kyrie all these minutes. And I'm like, is that why he banged his knee against JV and therefore he had to get, you know what I mean? Like, it just felt like it was like about everything other than the fact that we lost like a really, really beautiful player. And
yeah, it's tough, man. His age
get well
too,
soon, Kyrie, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, his age too. We'll see how he bounces back. But like, yeah, to the Mavericks point, I feel like being a Mavericks fan the past like 3 weeks is like a good example of why you should like never get into sports. Like get passionate about sports because like
Yo, this might be worse than the Vince Carter trade, man. Actually, this is worse than the Vince Carter trade.
Come on. No, this is like the worst thing that's ever happened, I feel like, to an NBA franchise. Like just going back to the Luka trade.
I mean, Seattle definitely did lose their whole team.
Yeah, but it's fine.
Okay, I mean, yeah, you're right.
Outside of losing entire teams, like imagine you've been a Mavs fan your whole life. You just made the finals last year.
Yeah.
And you go through just the emotions of Luka getting traded, AD having like the most monster first half ever.
Yo, by the way, did you see?
What?
Did you see Shams was like, I don't know, man. AD's like, I might talk to my representatives and shut it down. And I'm like, damn.
Yo, you know what? I think the Lakers should package a deal and try to get AD, man. I heard the Lakers need a big.
I think Christian Coloco and Alex Len could probably get it done with Nico Harrison.
They got Dalton Connect back. Put in Connect 4. Put in a couple draft first round picks 2029. I don't know. No, but being a Mavs fan, like I just can't imagine,
dude,
like having to deal with this right now, and just having your heart completely like ripped out like multiple times, and knowing that there's no future. Like they don't have their first round picks from 2027 to 2030. Like suddenly they probably are in the worst situation in the league, because I'm sure Phoenix is going to recoup some draft picks this summer when they trade KD to OKC. So.
Yeah, it's incredible. He's actually speed running like being the worst GM ever. Like, it's all happened in the last month. By the way, did you see the weather? You see this? Eerie scenes in Dallas.
Yo,
as
Dallas
dust from the west.
Yo, Dallas looking like Dune 3 right now, man. Yo, Nico Harrison about to turn into a sandworm, man.
Like, what's going on, man?
No, this is looking crazy. Like I don't even know what they're supposed to do. Like the fans hate their owners.
Yeah.
They hate Nico.
Dude, he's got to get security to move around, man.
And he even traded Quentin Grimes, who dropped 44 the other night.
I think he had another big game tonight, actually. Hold on. Let me look up the Quentin Grimes score, man.
This guy even lost the Quentin Grimes, Caleb Martin trade.
Yo, Quentin Grimes just had another 30 piece.
Yo, his Linsanity run is crazy right now.
Oh man!
But like, he somehow got it in his head that he's gonna trade for every player between age 31 to 33. Like that was his championship window. Like, what are we doing? Holy!
It's actually Quinsanity. Yeah, shouts to Quinsanity. That's a good one. I like that.
Quinsanity.
Quinsanity, baby.
Come on.
Yo, someone said Dallas fans need a Luigi Mangione.
Yo, come on, man.
That didn't happen.
I'm staying out of that, man. So anyways, we were talking about nicknames recently in the group chat because Jason Tatum was...
Oh, we're just not going to take questions? What's happening, man?
No, we're taking questions.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, yeah. We'll get to your questions in a second. We're changing it up today.
We got you.
Just off the vibes alone. We're coming up with new nicknames for the Raptors, right?
So what happened was Jason Tatum was recently anointed the Anomaly. And it has started this trend of just people online giving ambiguous nicknames to every single player.
Okay.
In the NBA. So like Kate Cunningham has been named the Paradox.
Okay, so what's the reason behind the Paradox?
There's really no direct explanation to it. It's just coming up with like a vague nickname.
Okay.
It's kind of like, when you call like when they call Sean Marion the Matrix. I guess it was because he could like do everything or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So
that's one of the coolest nicknames of all time.
Yeah, Rob Dillingham is somehow the Paranormal Activity. Shaden Sharp is the Abnormality. Shea is the Conundrum.
Okay.
Evan Mobley and Jared Allen together are the Predicament and the Impasse. So
no, these are great, man. I love these.
Yeah, so those are kind of like the standard for the names right now. And I know we were trying to come up with nicknames for the whole Raptors team.
Yeah.
And did you come up with some? Because I did run it through my trusted source, ChatGPT.
Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to have you present your ChatGPT inspired nickname. We're going to go player by player. And then I'm going to give you my human being inspired nickname for the Raptor, and we'll just let the chat vote. Okay, we could just vote. We'll just go player by player. Let's start with who you want to start with?
Okay, let's start with Scotty Barnes.
Scotty Barnes. Okay,
Yeah,
what did ChatGPT say?
Scotty Barnes is the kinetic enigma.
What does that even mean?
Again, it's not
Kinetic
enigma. Yo, it's just provocative. Like that's really all it is.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you
All
got?
right.
What you got?
So I got the Golden Child. This is a shout out to Fred VanVleet.
Okay.
Because Fred VanVleet once called him the Golden Child, which I don't think it was entirely complimentary.
Okay.
But the Golden Child, or you know how people play fantasy, right? And they play that fantasy basketball. They go 9-cat.
Okay. Yeah.
He turned the 9 upside down. It's a 6-cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we're getting booed out by the chat right now. We might got to run through these real quick.
Someone said bring back the portfolio. I've actually really liked the portfolio for.
Yeah, portfolio because it steals and blocks, right?
Yeah. He got the stocks.
The portfolio is actually a really good one.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see. Okay, I'm just gonna run through these.
Go to the next one. Let's go one by one. I got better ones.
RJ Barrett is the Northern Dilemma. Yeah.
Yo, the Northern Dilemma is how we're getting 25% TARBs right now, man. We got bigger dilemmas than RJ.
Oh man.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna give a semi-serious one.
Yeah.
Okay. I actually have a couple. Number one is The Young Socialist. This is a reference to The Young Socialite with Ben Simmons.
Yes.
But I'm calling him The Young Socialist because he's always going left.
Oh, okay. I like that.
You like Young Socialist?
Yeah. You're actually coming with real nicknames. Okay.
And the other one is The Saga Southpaw.
Okay.
I was also considering the North Paw. The North Paw would have been kind of cool too.
North Paw would have been kind of cool. Yeah, sounds like a dog. Okay. Emmanuel quickly is the velocity riddle.
Yo, what did you even type into ChatGPT for this, man?
I said if Jason Tatum is the anomaly, who are these guys?
That's incredible. The fact that it even understood these prompts is pretty incredible.
Oh, someone said the big tariff for RJ.
Oh man, yeah, that's crazy. That's actually pretty tough.
Karl Marx.
Karl Marx is smart too. Let's go.
Karl Marx is pretty fire. Damn, chat's coming through, man.
All right, this is the one I had for Emmanuel quickly, which I actually really would want him this to be used at one point.
Sure.
Emmanuel quickly is. You reach, he preach, because he's always mentioning God. You reach, he preach.
Okay. Come on. So this is like a remix. Okay.
Yeah, you reach, I preach, basically. But in this case, he preach. Yeah.
I like that. This is proof that ChatGPT is bad. Yeah. Grady Dick. What you got for Grady Dick?
I mean, everyone's already seen the nickname. I think you've said it previously.
Oh yeah, the erection, right? Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have other ones that are like, related, I suppose.
That aren't like 12-year-old jokes. Yeah, for 12-year-olds.
The grower / Growy Graham.
Growy Graham is insane, man. All right, I'm shutting this segment down. Man.
No, we have more.
Okay, you know what? Let me hear yours, man. I'm done, man. Growy Graham, like that's enough, man.
Growy Graham's good, man. Come on, dog. Growy Graham's pretty good.
I didn't take all these cold meds for this, man. Holy.
Jakob Pertl. I have Yaki Chan.
Yaki Chan is really good. Yaki Chan is really good.
Because he played basketball like he don't want any trouble.
Yeah. No, Yaki Chan is good.
He's just hitting people.
Yaki Chan is actually really good. Okay, keep going. We're bailing on these ChatGPT ones.
Jamal Shed, I had two. Sheddy One, which is a reference to the Heady One, the UK rapper, or this one. God, they're so stupid, man. Shite don't measure shart.
No, bro, that's so bad, man. That's so bad. It's actually good.
Yo, I'm on a roll right now.
No, man. You're putting in a lot of effort on this one, man.
Oh God.
Someone said shed and shoulder.
You know what? That's not bad. That's actually not bad.
Crowy Graham is
Crowy Graham is so stupid, man.
Crowy Graham might be the best nickname. That needs to make it on Basketball Reference, man. That's insane.
You know what? Honestly, the other ones, they're not good enough for this level. I think I had the kid for Jacoby Walter, because kid is the word to describe a baby goat. You know how like calf is like the word to describe a baby cow.
Okay.
Because he's named after 2 goats and he's a baby, so the kid. Orlando Robinson, you had Orlando Robinson on the list, so I just put Orlando Robinson as his nickname. You don't get a nickname yet. I'm sorry. Chris Boucher gave him Le Dep, because if you're from Montreal, you know that's the Dep is the dépanneur. It's got whatever you need in there, and you just go there whenever you want. But he's got what you need.
Yeah.
Oh God, Ulrich Shamshay had the harvest because he was a farmer, and you got to really grow it first. Shouts to Graham. And then Bobby Webster. Bobby Webster. I had some that are just too rude, bro. I actually can't put those out there. Like,
Don't do it.
As two people who are actually pretty friendly with Bobby. Like,
no, don't.
I don't want to jeopardize a relationship. But Hassan Whiteside.
I had Bobby as the silent orchestrator, and Masai as the architect of chaos.
Out of respect to Masai, I left him off my list.
Yeah, no, we're gonna leave.
Ulrich might be the sickle. Yo, that's crazy. That's kind of hard too.
Yeah, sickle is pretty sick too. No, but I think you definitely peaked at. Oh, someone said Orlando Robinson should be called Disney Plus.
Yo,
that's actually really good.
Yo, that's fire.
That's actually really good. The Grim Preacher.
The Grim Preacher.
For quickly. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah, no,
yeah, I feel like Growy Graham probably has. No, Growy Graham.
Growy Graham has to become a thing, man. That's one of the best nicknames I've ever heard, man.
Makes no sense, man. There's nothing really related.
Oh my
between him and Joey Graham, other than the Raptors that were taking the lottery picks, man.
All right. I guess we can get to questions now.
All right, this is great. It's time now for the Tangerine Fan Inbox, and we want to let you know that Tangerine is the official sponsor of the Hello and Welcome podcast, the official partner of the Toronto Raptors, official partner of WNBA Canada, NBA Canada, and of course, they're not just fans of basketball, but they're fans of basketball. They're fans of fans who have their own nickname for each guy in the starting 5.
Not Growy.
Yo, it finally came true, man.
Oh my God.
They're fans of fans who have their There's a nickname for each guy in the starting 5, man. I can't believe this. And if you're hearing this, there's no doubt in your commitment. Fans like you are at the heart of what makes this game great. So this year, for the Raptors' 30th season, Tangerine is turning the spotlight from the court to the stands to celebrate the way Raptor fans support their team, because this is how we fan. To learn more, visit tangerine.ca/basketball. Oh, brother. All right. What do we got here?
Yeah, let's see what we got here. So this is from Orrin Weisfeld. He said, Will, am I wrong to think that was embarrassing?
Wait, hold on. Can we do this in the Orrin voice?
No, come on, man. We already put people through a tough segment. Will, sure. Am I wrong to think that was embarrassing for Toronto? Never thought I'd see the day where they'd be the first team to pull the plug so blatantly this early in the season. At least leave RJ in.
I'm not going to not entertain this idea just because you are kind of compromising the sanctity of the game. You know, like if you're going to at least decide to go in with the players that you're going to play with, then at least ride it out with that. Like I would almost, I guess maybe to the paying customer, I almost rather tell them like, hey man, we're not actually going to have Jakob in this game, instead of just like making sure Jakob exits the game early in the fourth quarter. But yeah, clearly the front office wants them to tank. Clearly Darko's willing to go with it, and the players are playing hard because that's what they're supposed to do. But I'm sure that like if they lose, you know, this is actually pretty. It can be pretty upsetting, because let's say you're giving 100% of your job, at the very end, your boss is like, actually, just kidding, we want you to do something entirely different. You know, so I feel like Jacoby kind of salvaged it today, but I actually kind of hope they don't do a repeat of what it is today. I would rather them just do more selective, like holding players out. That being said, I think they also want to develop chemistry And that's why it's been a tough thread to sort of needle here, because they do want to, because of the injuries that they've suffered, they want to see IQ and Scotty and Jakob develop a chemistry. They want to see what RJ would look like if he were to lead a second unit, for example, play him all out with the second unit guys. But yeah, I mean, what happened tonight was pretty ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie, man.
Still not over Growy Graham. Let's see. Next up, this is just a comment. Someone saw Masai drop to his knees in a Loblaws at the end of this one. And then next one, seeing this development trajectory of the Raptors, how far do you think they will reach in the standings next season?
You know, I think when you look bigger picture at like the last 6 weeks or so, Raptors have really like turned on their defense. And their defense is starting to play at levels that I, quite frankly, didn't see at the start of the season. I didn't see at all last season. And I think it's a good sign that, like, Darko's actually getting through to the guys when they start guarding like this. I think the worst the defense ever got was in December when they gave up 155 to Memphis. And, you know, that stretch that was pretty bad. They lost by, like, 54 to Boston a couple days later. I think that they're actually starting to show me that they can play defense at a high level. And of course, like, you know, that's led by Scotty Barnes, who, once again, I thought did a really good job defensively tonight. Has done that pretty much every single night, night in, night out, which has been really impressive. And, you know, you're seeing Jakob Poeltl, the impact that he makes defensively. And, you know, I think Jamal Shedd's a real dog on that front too. Like, that part, for me, it actually is starting to look pretty good. So I think that the Raptors probably will be getting better on defense before they get better on offense for me. But I also, weirdly enough, their offense is not good on the season, like if you look at their metrics. But I don't know, like when you watch them, like when they're healthy, I'm actually not worried about how they score. Because it's like when you have Brandon Ingram, when you have RJ Barrett, when you have Emmanuel Quickley, when you have Scotty, when you have Jakob, like all those guys can give you stuff, you know, and then Jacoby and Grady Dick and those other guys, Jamal Shedd's turned into a promising backup young point guard here. Like, I'm not so worried about the offense, and I haven't been as worried about the offense. I've just been worried about the defense.
Yeah, I think the hope is, I can't believe I'm saying this, but the hope is we're like the Pistons next season. Like how the Pistons just kind of made this jump with a young team.
Yeah.
And then you compete for the top 6.
Right.
Or I guess be in the play-in. But if they're in the play-in, then everyone's going to complain.
Who's our Tobias Harris? No, you can't complain about the play-in next year, man. Oh, well, it depends on the circumstance, I suppose. But
well, the thing is, once you land in the play-in, everybody just assumes you're going to be in the play-in forever. That's what fans.
I feel like if you have positive momentum, you got to hit the play-in first, and then you go into the playoffs. Like that's just normal. Yeah, I think people have a problem when it's like this is Fred and Pascal taking turns, you know, doing their thing. And that team looks miserable and they finish 500. People have an issue with that type of play-in when there's not like a big future potential with that group.
Yeah. Next question. How do you think the starters feel about being benched like this? I know they're happy for their teammates, but wouldn't they want to play in a close fourth quarter?
Yeah, I feel like that's the part where it's a very difficult thing for what Darko has to do in this scenario. Because like when you manage the fourth quarter the way that this fourth quarter was managed, like you are leaving no like doubt that this is what you wanted to do. Like at least like when they pulled the starters in stretches in the fourth quarter, but then brought them back in to close the game, like at least that's somewhat defensible. And but like there is no excuse. Like they're the only reasonable conclusion, and these players are not dumb. They know exactly what's going on, right? At that point, it's like for the players that at least have their money and they're paid, like that part doesn't worry me as much. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're not like, messing with anybody's money on that front. Like IQ's got paid, Scotty got paid, Jakob has a contract for next year, RJ got a contract for next year. Like I'm not worried about those guys necessarily, but like our Ingram, for example, just got extended, so he's good for next year too. I think where you run into more issues if players were in career years and they're hitting free agency right now, then it'll be really difficult. And I think the only guy really in that boat is Chris Boucher. But Chris is also, just never really been prioritized by the Raps, so it is what it is.
Yeah.
It would be weird. It would be weird. And I salute the players for knowing what's going on and still playing hard. That actually is a good sign of character for me.
Yeah. Shouts to Top Shot Tesla as usual with some donations. Said, can we forfeit next game? Good to see Alex. What up, shot? Jamie Miles with a $2 donation. Yeah, you don't seem so excited by these $2 donations. Come on.
Oh,
man.
yo, love these $2 donations, bro. It's incredible.
Yo, come on, man. You've been spoiled by Robert.
No, I haven't. No, I haven't.
Jamie said, if the Raptors wanted to lose so bad, get Jonte. Oh God.
What's happening with Jonte right now? Isn't he still like? I guess he's not in jail or anything, but
yeah, I think the case is still.
So you're telling me that players can't throw games, but organizations can throw entire games?
All right. Let's not get into the ethics of all this stuff.
No, right? I'm not saying the ethics. I'm just,
All right, girl.
I don't know. If I was Jonte, I'd be sitting at home being like, man, how is this worse than what I did?
Well, they were saying they're investigating Terry Rozier for a little bit too, and I don't think we ever got like a follow up on that because they were investigating a couple games when I think he was with the Hornets.
I think they investigated Terry Rozier, and their conclusion was, nah, he's just ass.
He's just a bad player. Oh my God. And shouts to Homeboy for the donation. Let this be a lesson to all of us. You can never depend on the Orlando Magic.
Man, I've been thinking because like this is supposed to be. I think last year was probably. Do you think last season was a top 5 season ever for the Orlando Magic?
I mean, they made the finals with Shaq.
Right,
they made the finals with Dwight Howard.
That's 2.
Like probably a couple more good seasons with Shaq.
Okay,
they had that one season.
2 more good seasons. Yeah.
They had that one season with T-Mac, where I guess they made the first round and then blew it.
I mean, that's T-Mac, so.
Yeah. So
is that when he led the league in scoring?
Probably top 8, in the same way as my guy Ben Simmons said today. Bill Simmons called the Mavs a top 7 fan base in the league, and I'm like, if you say that, you got to drop your list. Like, you can't just arbitrarily call a fan base top 7.
If there's something Bill Simmons is gonna do, it's gonna be number 1 arbitrary and number 2 presented in the list. Okay.
But yeah, I feel like last season was probably like a top 7 season of all time for Orlando, because Orlando seems like they've been post Dwight, they've been rebuilding forever.
Dude, post Dwight is crazy, man. Post Dwight, like they had Courtney Lee on their team, they had Jameer Nelson, they got Hedo Turkoglu, Rashard Lewis. Stan Van Gundy was like one of the most sought after coaches in the league at that point. He was drinking Diet Pepsi, doing the ball handling drills, and that's like 2012 when that trade happened, right? So like,
it's been a while. Which rookies did they bring in after that, man? Because they would have drafted in the lottery for the last decade.
Yeah, that's a good point. Hold on, Orlando Magic draft picks.
Someone in the chat said Orlando tragic.
I mean, kind of, Okay, so this isn't a full list because they could have potentially traded with other teams to get some of these players, but
sure,
they kicked off the rebuild. They took Victor Oladipo with a number 2 pick.
Yeah, not a bad pick.
Not a bad pick, but they traded Victor Oladipo and Domantas Sabonis a couple years later for Serge Ibaka. You remember that, right?
Oh, right. I forgot Serge was in Orlando when we rescued him. Yeah.
And then they had Serge for like half a season, and then traded Serge to the Raptors for Terrence Ross and the 29th pick.
That's right. Yeah.
Terrence Ross. That's insane. So like, even though I guess Victor didn't really pop off for Orlando when he was there. He mostly hit his stride in Indiana and had his short peak there. But they also drafted Aaron Gordon with the 4th pick in 2014. They eventually traded him. Never did anything with him. Mario Hezonja with the 5th pick, 2015.
Oh yeah, Super Mario. Yeah.
Super Mario. Domantas Sabonis, they traded that pick to OKC. 2016, I guess they didn't bring in anybody. Okay, that's a little surprising. 2017, that the 6th overall pick, they took Jonathan Isaac.
Right. Yeah.
Right. the big fundamental, and in a different way.
Oh, Tim Duncan. I can't say anything, man. Holy.
Then the following year, 2018, they took Mo Bamba.
Yeah, Mo Bamba.
6th overall pick.
Yeah.
2019, they took Chuma Okeke.
Okay.
And my fun fact with him is he kind of looks like Jama Mahalel on the Raptors.
Okay.
Cole Anthony, 15th pick, 2020.
Yeah, Cole World. Yeah, the warm-up. Yeah.
Yo, the warm-up is crazy, man. Not 2014 Forest Hill Drive. They got Jalen Suggs and then Franz Wagner 5 and 8 in the 2021 draft, and then Paolo Banchero. Then they took Anthony Black, Jet Howard. Those guys haven't necessarily popped off just yet. Although I do like Anthony Black a lot. Tristan De Silva 18th last year. So I mean, basically, it's like last year was like, okay, we have 47 wins. We're on the way up. We're doing really well. It looks like we're heading in a really great direction. And then this year they're like losing back to back in crunch time against the Raptors, man.
Yeah, if you guys swept on your home court by the Raptors, you're a bad team. This is it happened to Atlanta.
Yeah,
we were there, and it happened to Orlando. So that's the rules, man. Congrats to LeBron, by the way. I believe he's playing right now. Just crossed 50,000 points.
Damn.
So shouts to the GOAT. He's at least top 7 of all time in my books.
Oh yeah. You know what, man? 50K. So that's combined regular season plus playoff points. That's ridiculous. LeBron's gonna set records in a way that like nobody can reach these records.
Well, he's tied with Vince right now for most seasons played too. So he's gonna break that next year.
Right.
So he's gonna get all the longevity awards.
Yeah.
Like which is gonna hold him up. By the way, Pablo Torre had a great episode about uncovering Wilt's 100-point game. By the way.
I
know we've talked about this as a conspiracy, so.
No, I mean, look, we all knew it was a kind of a joke that, you know what I mean? That like.
No, I was starting to take it a little seriously, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, okay. But anyways, Lakers right now. Oh, okay, not the Lakers. OKC. The OKC Thunder, did you know? On Betway right now.
OKC, man.
For most regular season wins is 2.10 odd on Betway. They're in a tight race right now, the Thunder, with the Cleveland Cavaliers to finish with the most regular season wins. Who do you think between those two teams is going to finish with the best record in the NBA?
Honestly,
separated by one game right now. Cleveland is 51-10. OKC is 50-11.
I gotta check their like strength of schedule. Hold on.
Come on, man. You going SOS on me?
Yeah, man. Let's go early Rihanna days.
Oh my God.
So they both have relatively similar schedules down the stretch. So I don't think that that's going to be a big separating factor. Cleveland has like a slightly easier schedule than OKC, but really not by that much. I feel like Cleveland's just rolling, man. Like Cleveland is just like they have the bench depth where, I mean, OKC has great depth too. No, don't get me wrong. And they're healthy too. But like Cleveland has that depth where it's just like, oh yeah, it's going to be Ty Jerome and DeAndre Hunter, and they're going to combine for like 60 points and beat them. Like it's actually kind of incredible. So with OKC, I still see signs where like if teams really zone up against them, you know, if they really, really hard trap Shea, like, you know, I do worry a little bit. They're still kind of figuring out a little bit of the too big lineup with Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, whatever. They're going to figure it out. It's a pretty good lineup. But like, I would say probably Cleveland wins it out by a slight edge here.
All right. Yeah, but if you like OKC, right now they're 2.10 odd on Betway. So make sure you hit the QR code below and check out Betway for all your basketball betting odds. All right. I guess we can wrap up now with some awards and stuff.
Yeah, we can wrap up, man. By the way, I mean, yeah, I was planning the show because we've been showing highlights of ourselves. We actually had no footage of you making baskets.
No, I didn't make a single basket. Yeah.
So we have to just enjoy this picture of you turning the corner.
That's so Mike funny, man.
Lavalette of L'Express. Well, no, he used to be of L'Express. He's with another French outlet now.
Yeah, no, I'm so washed. I peaked with the Sports versus Media MVP award last year, and my career has been downhill since then. I'm basically Isaiah Thomas.
Yo, you know what?
Get back into the league.
You know what? I'll have to say you're closer than Isaiah Thomas because this was primarily what you did in that media game. On the sideline, clapping, enjoying. Yeah. That is me in the background, by the way. If you see it very, very in the left side, that's me, and then Jerome's on the bench beside you. But you guys look very happy for a team that went 0-4, man. And then there's a random picture of me hitting a 3-point celebration.
I mean, Savannah wasn't very happy about us going 0-4, but you know.
That'll be for the Banter Pod tomorrow, actually. So yeah, Banter Pod.
That is correct. Yeah, we'll be doing that tomorrow.
Banter Pod, Alex, you are going to take all the flu meds. I'm going to get you some ginger tea. We're going to make sure that you know, we're gonna make sure that you're gonna be good tomorrow. But we will be going live at 1 p.m. and chatting
1
about
p.m.
all sorts of things. It's been a while since we've done a Banner Pod, so we'll chat about. I guess I don't know, man. We've been doing a lot. A trip to Atlanta, trip to San Francisco for All Star, trip to Philadelphia. I don't know, Raptors tanking. You know, give us your favorite nicknames. You know, all sorts of stuff.
Yeah,
you want to shoot an
we'll
email to? You know, email at info.
shoot an email to
StephenLeBron.com.
info@StephenLeBron.com. We took a lot of questions earlier this week, but if you guys want to send in any questions, and I'm sure we'll take questions while we're live as well. So yeah, if you're doing nothing tomorrow at your miserable jobs at 1 p.m., make sure you tap in and just catch us live. It's always fun to interact with the live audience.
Nah, it really is, man. Oh yeah, we'll tell you more stories about the media game. Shouts to JR Manatad. Miss you, bro.
Is JR in there? Okay.
Yo, JR, if you're at the next, tell me, are you going to be at the Utah Jazz game, Raptors Jazz, on Friday? Because if you are, I have a hat for you.
Yeah, we have your black hat that you keep begging for.
Hey, yo, what? JR, bro, what are you talking about? Oh, for Alex's Cold, okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yo, let's go. He's working Utah. Let's go. Okay.
What are we doing?
Friday, I'll be giving you a hat. So make sure you come with no hat on Friday. All right. Let's go. God.
Shouts to Leon in the lab.
Yo, everybody's here, man. Everyone's so happy when the Raptors win. I'm just telling you, man.
Everybody show yourselves in the chat, man. Everybody donate. If you all donate $1 right now, we can make $1,600.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, man. That's a lot of money. Actually, you know what?
No,
if you all just leave a like,
60%.
No. Hit a like on the stream. That's all.
Leave a like on the stream. Likes are more
subscribe
important than money. Yeah.
Subscribe to the channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What up, Johnson? Mr. Highway 7's in here.
Yo, 1 p.m. tomorrow. Let's go. Yo, Johnson, bro.
Yo, Johnson, send in some questions or something, man.
Yeah.
All right. That's a wrap, man. Appreciate it.
That's a wrap. Alex's voice is peaked by this point, so we're gonna just wrap up with your 3 stars from tonight's performance. I mean, honestly, a lot of guys played really well in this one. You know, you had a really, really good performance across the board, but because you hit the game winner, the first star is going to go to Jacoby Walter. Congratulations, your first ever game winner, 17 points in 28 minutes down the stretch, knocking down that huge 3. So happy for him. Went to the foul line a lot too. You know, he took a lot of hard hits in this one. 2 times he got dragged to the ground. 1 time by Corey Joseph, hard fouling him to prevent a layup. And then Wendell Carter Jr. also came down, both hands across his face. I don't know how that wasn't something a little bit more than just a regular foul. But, even after taking those hits, he went straight back into the paint and took more punishment. So great job by Jacoby. Played super tough and then ultimately hit the game winner. So happy for the kid. Second star, I'm going to give it to AJ Lawson. In the infamous words of Mark Jackson back in the day when Ty Lawson dunked all over, I think, DJ Benga. But his infamous call was, "That's against the law, son." Yeah, what AJ Lawson did.
Not DJ Benga, Mr. Coachella.
Yeah, DJ Benga is one of the best days of all time.
Oh my God. Not Oshiega. Not Mr. Oshiega day 1.
Yo, that's honest. It's so that's one of my favorite calls of all time, bro. When Mark Jackson in the Mark Jackson voice too, because I can't do that justice, but he's like, "That's against the law, son."
Mark Jackson has aged really well, like retroactively in terms of his broadcasting.
Yeah,
I feel like there was a time when people didn't really appreciate him, and now that
people were just like
air, you kind of appreciate it more now.
I just feel like people I guess people wanted different things. I feel like people's tastes just change all the time. So people complain, and then companies try to react, and it just never really hits in the same way that tradition hits sometimes for people, especially when you're watching something. And it's like sports. It's entertainment. It's familiar. Part of I think why Inside the NBA hits for people is it's just comforting. It's familiar. It's been there all the time. It's like a late night diner basically. You're not expecting some sort of tweezered meal with a Michelin star type of plate. You're just expecting
slop,
a poutine or something. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, seriously though, Inside the NBA is kind of like slop. You know what I mean? But people like that. So, anyway, yeah. I mean, Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy, come on, that's heritage right there, man. They used to have that big ESPN Sunday afternoon game.
Yeah,
Mike Breen.
I can't believe that's vintage
Jeff.
to people now, man. Goddamn, time.
No,
really
but it is, man. Jeff Van Gundy's like an assistant coach with the Clippers now. You know, Mark Jackson is doing a podcast. You know, like it's, you know, so I do miss them sometimes, man. You know, the mama, there goes that man, or hand down, man down.
Yeah, he had some moments, man. Shouts to shouts to Mark Jackson.
And the other infamous line.
Yeah, we're not saying that one.
About baseball. About baseball. Anyway, so AJ Lawson, 13 points for him, including 8 straight down the stretch there. So super happy for AJ. You know, he's joined the Raptors. I think this is like, he's been on the team for like 3 months now, but he hasn't necessarily played as much. He's largely played with the 905. I actually liked his defense. He had that play where he made 2 contests against Franz Wagner. First one, he flew by. Franz pump faked him, stayed down, then shot it again. And he hustled to come back and block him from behind. Yeah, AJ's done a really good job, man. And you know what?
Agent Zero. Yeah.
Oh, brother. That's right, because he wears a number 0. Goodness, man. I can't breathe. I need gills.
Second to none.
That's crazy.
Oh,
brother. AJ Lawson's got your second star. Your third star, I'll give it to Jakob. Jakob is just so steady, bro. I mean, like, you could easily give this to RJ. You could easily give this to Scotty.
The pillar.
Yeah, I actually like the pillar, bro. The pillar's actually kind of solid. I like that. But I'm gonna give it to Jakob, man. Jakob just like dominated the Orlando Magic. The part that I liked too was after Wendell Carter Jr. had hit Jacoby Walter and knocked him to the ground, it was Jakob who came over and pushed Wendell Carter Jr. away and was like, you know, basically protecting his rook. I like that shit, man. That's teamwork for me, man. If anybody fights like Cash, for example, at Score FC, like I'm gonna go over there and push another guy. You know what I mean? Like that's just team dynamics, man. So
no, I was glad to see that. I was glad to see him do that, man. I think the Magic were trying to, like, you know, be a little tough with the Raptors there.
Yeah.
In the third, and I think the Raptors responded with like a 20-4 run, man.
Yeah, exactly. So shouts to Yaki Chan.
Yaki Chan and Growy Graham is so insane. Yo, they're so good. Yaki Chan is insane.
Yo, that's Wonderwall and Don't Look Back in Anger, back to back, man. I floated on those.
Yaki Chan is making me go crazy. Right?
I don't want any trouble.
Oh my god, man.
Gerald Henderson Award winner. Honestly, Gerald Henderson Award winner for who held the Raptors back the most. It's Darko Rajakovic.
Oh my god.
It's nobody on the Orlando Magic. I'm not giving nobody the honor of getting the Gerald Henderson Award winner, okay? It's not Kentavious Caldwell-Pope with his 12 points. It's not Tristan da Silva with his 12 points. It's certainly not Paolo and Franz, even though they combined for 69 points. Congratulations. But, like, nah, man. Gerald Henderson, for the first time ever, is the Raptors head coach, Darko Rajakovic, trying to pull shenanigans down the stretch. And, you know, it didn't work. But, you know what? It's pretty funny. So, thanks, everyone, for listening. Appreciate Alex. Okay, make sure those flu meds are in store. Take a good long sleep tonight, and we'll catch you tomorrow when we go live on the Banter Pod tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. So thanks everyone for listening. This has been the Hello and Welcome podcast presented by Betway, and we'll catch you tomorrow.